It was one of the most important things the new Australian government could do, was to take over responsibility for the military protection of the new country Australia. One of the important places that we visit often on our highlights tours and our general touring around Canberra is Duntroon, the Royal Military College, which is based just on the edge of the city. Duntroon was established as one of the very first things that happened when Canberra was declared in 1913. It was one of the most important things the new Australian government could do, was to take over the responsibility for the military protection of the new country Australia. So to have a place where we could train our officers for any eventuality, and what happened, of course, is we very soon went into the First World War. Duntroon was established to train officers from the very first days of Canberra. Duntroon was established here on this site. We're at the gun gates. These are guns that were captured, German guns that were captured during the First World War, are located on what's called the gun gates. And immediately behind me is the part of Duntroon which is called ADFA. So we've trained our Army officers in Canberra since 1913, but we've trained our Air Force and Navy officers with our Army officers at ADFA, the Australian Defence Force Academy, located on this site, co-located with Duntroon. Fabulous area, beautiful trees, a wonderful history, and some fabulous stories that we can share with you about this amazing site. One of the reasons they selected this site for Duntroon, the Royal Military College, was because there was already a substantial building in this location prior to the ACT being declared. And that building was the building immediately behind me, Robert Campbell's house. Now, Robert Campbell's house was a farmstead that was established in the 1850s, and this area was extremely rich for raising sheep, and the area was well known for its fine wool. And the Campbell family made a lot of money from raising sheep right through the area that is now Canberra. And they built this fine home, which was then resumed in 1912 when the ACT was declared. And they used that home then as the core from around which they then built the military college. And to my left, you can see behind me the parade ground that they built adjacent to that Robert Campbell's house, which is now the officers' mess. The parade ground is where the passing out parade occurs every year for the young cadets who go on to be officers in the Australian Army. And behind the parade ground you can see the original accommodation that was built back in 1912, 1913 for the young cadets who came to live on site to be trained in the Australian Army. A truly magnificent site, beautiful trees around the site, beautiful old homes, and a very inspiring and important location in the middle of Canberra. So I hope you've enjoyed this clip, and of course Canberra Guided Tours does a range of amazing tours in and around the nation's capital. We do stories about the buildings, we do stories about the wildlife, we do stories about the interesting people that have made this city and made this region. So if you've enjoyed the clips and that you are coming to Canberra one day, we'd love to see you come along on one of our trips. Come to Canberra, come out with Canberra Guided Tours, and we will share you some of the magic of our city.